Hey guys, it's Miss Sylvia. I want to welcome you to week 2 of the Living Room Library. Just a reminder, I will be posting my s'more once a week, um, along with the short video from me. Next week, I'm hoping to have a guest book talker to talk to you about one of her favorite books. Um, and this week, I do want to point out some new things that I have in this week's s'more, the Living Room Library. So I have at the top of the s'more a button where you can click to join my library blend page. It's just a Google form where you will fill out your name and your ID number. This blend page is not exactly a course, even though it's called that. It's not a class. There'll be no quizzes, nothing like that. It's just a place for us to be able to meet to talk about books. I'm going to post some discussions in there and some other activities. All of the living room library s'mores will be posted in there. So if there's any of those that you want to see, so far there's last week's and this week's, but there'll be more to come. And if you want to just connect with me there, ask me any questions, give me any suggestions, that would be great. So that's the first button that you'll see there on this week's s'more. So I'd love to hear from some of you. I hope your classes are going well and that you're all doing well at home. If you have any questions or anything that you think I might be able to help you with, please feel free to email me or contact me, and I would be more than happy to help you with anything that I can. Okay, so let's dive into this week's book. I decided to choose kind of a mystery adventure book this week. And I was first introduced to this author when I was still a teacher, probably 10 or 12 years ago. And the author is Trenton Lee Stewart. He is the author of The Mysterious Benedict Society. But this week's book is actually called The Secret Keepers. I read this book actually last year during Pride reading time on Thursdays. So it actually took me a long time because I was only reading it during that time. And it was recommended to me by seventh grader Julia D. So thank you again, Julia, for the recommendation. It is a great book. The Secret Keepers tells the story of an 11-year-old boy named Reuben, and he lives in kind of a poor part of town with his single mom. And one day he discovers a mysterious object, and he thinks this object is a watch. And it comes in a box, and all that he can identify about the origins of this particular object is it has the name P. William Light on it. He soon discovers that P. William Light is not a person, but a place. And the object and the place are tied to multiple generations of a family that will help to tell the story of what this object is and the special kind of powers that it gives you. Now, our antagonists in the story do include a group of people called the Directions, which are like these guys in suits that kind of hang out in Williams, like part of town, and they call them the Directions because every time they stop, they all look different directions. And the leader of the Directions is called the Smoke. They're some pretty like mysterious, I don't know, like not super creepy, but definitely suspect kind of characters. And they happen to be looking for this particular object, and they will stop at nothing to be able to bring it to their leader, the Smoke. So if you are a fan of the Mysterious Benedict Society, you will definitely like this one. There are some illustrations throughout the book, like really simple. I like to think of those as like kind of a guide for your imagination because they don't tell all of the story, but they certainly give you some idea, kind of to point you in the right direction. What else? I'd like to compare this. His writing style is kind of similar to Lemony Snicket. So if you've read Series of Unfortunate Events, and I say that not because they're identical, just because of the way that he explains things. So he might introduce something new to you or a word, but then quickly explains what it means or what it looks like. So it's really easy to follow. What I love about not being able to read this book in person is that it's a really thick book, and so a lot of people might be intimidated by that. But it is a really quick moving story with lots of action. The main character, Reuben, is a kid, and he ends up with two other characters that will help him. There's really only one adult in kind of this group that's solving the mystery, so it's very like kid focused, but lots of action and moving along, but in a way that's really easy to follow. Okay, so that's this week's recommendation. Again, it's called The Secret Keepers. The author is Trenton Lee Stewart. I thought some other books that might interest you. Well, he has, of course, The Mysterious Benedict Society, but then there are 3 sequels to that, and I've added them there. You'll see them in this more, The Mysterious Benedict Society and The Perilous Journey, and then The Mysterious Benedict Society and The Prisoner's Dilemma. Okay, so all of these books are going to be available this week on Sora, as well as the Austin Public Library Sora account. And all the Trenton Lee Stewart books have text and audio. The audio is on the Austin Public Library version, okay, if you're interested in that. In addition, some other books that I wanted to recommend to you, Down the Rabbit Hole by Peter Abrahams. And this is also available on Sora and the Austin Public Library Sora account. This is an interesting book, another kind of mystery involving this is a teen girl, and it kind of has like a little theater connection. The next one is The London Eye Mystery by Siobhan Dowd. This one takes place in London and has to do with the giant Ferris wheel there in London called the London Eye. And then there's Shakespeare's Secret. If you like mysteries that kind of have like riddles involved in them and things that you have to find out, this is a great one for you. We have Chasing Vermeer, which involves a stolen painting by the famous painter Vermeer. And then I also added a graphic novel. This one I believe is a wordless graphic novel, The Marbles by Brian Selznick. And then last but not least, I added a quick read. So this is a shorter novel. And this is from a series called Mike and Riel Mysteries. And this is the first one. I don't believe you have to read them in order, but it is called Hit and Run. Okay, so a bunch of great action adventure books this week that all have some sort of mystery. I believe I was able to find trailers for all of them but one. So remember, click on the book cover and it will take you to a video trailer. This week's Lone Star book trailer is called The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, and there is a book trailer there for you. And our Maverick graphic novel book trailer this week is the book Click, which my daughter just finished and she really enjoyed. So if you're a fan of the Raina Telgemeier books, like Drama, Smile, Guts, and Sisters, this might be a good one for you, or maybe the Sunny books, kind of in a similar drawing style. But check out that trailer, it's there. Again, if you have any questions about how to access any of these books or to find something that you might be looking for to read, contact me. You can send me an email. I've got my contact information listed below. We can Zoom if you're interested in chatting, but let me know. I would love to help you. Have a great week.